all you folks have been doing the InSync yoga teacher training, and you've got a sense of how InSync approaches it. How have you found your training experience with InSync? Learning about yoga, learning how to teach it. What's been your experience?
Very rich. So much more than I was anticipating it would be.
I'd agree, yeah. Just very empowering, very, just full of inspiration. Again, just learning that this is not just, it's bringing it into your whole life and just making you the best possible version of yourself.
It's holistic. It's not just about moving your body in certain ways. It's about everything from the inside out. And I think it reaches out and affects other people in your life as well.
Very much, yeah.
So not just those workouts, those work-ins as well.
Very deep, very spiritual, very wise, and very connected.
What in terms of learning how to, move your body more skillfully, how to be more aligned, how to help people learn how to be more aligned and be much more tuned into the body? How does that come across in how you've been experiencing the course?
Really well. I feel like I've got a really good framework on how to actually hold somebody else as if I ever chose to become a yoga teacher, how to hold somebody else and support them through the journey.
Definitely. Just having the tools to know, to be able to see people in front of you and start to just almost be able to sort of body read as well and start to implement the tools that you've learned in these sessions and just be able to say, okay, well, just by looking at that person, I can see where they might need an adjustment or where I might need to give them some guidance, which is, really amazing.
Right.
So definitely.
When you say you've kind of like learnt one style of yoga, or how would you say what you've learnt, how is it relevant?
It's not limited to one particular
No.
style. It's vast and it suits everybody.
That's what drew me to the course, that it was not one particular school of yoga or one particular style of yoga. It's been great to get a well-rounded education, really.
Definitely.
And the course has a way of working on you, opening you up. So you discover the richness.
What about just noticing how others have been in terms of developing their skill in teaching and sharing yoga?
Confidence.
What have you noticed?
Amazing, isn't it?
Very supportive.
Definitely, yeah, and just just feeling so connected to everybody. So it's just it's amazing the journey that everybody kind of goes on. Yeah.
Are there people who might be interested in yoga teacher training right now who you think it wouldn't work for?
If you've got an interest, I think you could do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I came with very little yoga knowledge. And everybody has held me and I've learned and I've grown and, I feel a lot more confident than when I first came in.
It's a journey of self-discovery, isn't it? And you don't have to have the goal of becoming a teacher at the end of it. It's the journey, absolutely.
If you're just wanting to just evolve your sort of your practice, definitely. Yeah.
And are there any particular people you think ought to do the course, like this yoga teacher training course?
People that are interested in learning more about yoga and deepening their own personal practice, whether or not you want to teach at the end of it. People who want to get a well-rounded understanding of yoga in the world and what joy it can bring to an individual and then to a wider community.
And how much you can help someone.
So people that are interested in healing.
Yes.
And how have you found Kieran as a teacher on the yoga teacher training course? How have you found him as a teacher?
Very
Great.
lovely.
Very lovely.
Very
Knowledgeable,
supportive,
supportive,
encouraging.
always there. You need to ask something or express something.
And patient and sharing, able, like even when we're having lunch, sharing some really wise knowledge about food and how we should approach life and, it was really holistic and all-encompassing.
plenty of humour sprinkled in.
So if you want to laugh, it's a good opportunity to laugh doing this course, isn't it?
Definitely.
Did you have much fun?
Yeah. Lots.
And what about, how did you feel? Did you feel there was good team learning, or was it more individual? What was it like?
There's lots of opportunity to have sort of
There's lots of aspects of
Yeah.
that.
Both. I think there was individual learning and team learning. you
Yes.
know?
And learning to find the harmony with the group too, just
Yeah.
relationships and opening up more, connecting more.
I think everyone draws on each other and gives so much to each other.
Exactly, everyone has
Yeah.
something different to offer, and it's really nice when it comes together, that sharing, isn't it?
What about just how did you find the various models that INSYNC draws upon in its yoga teaching and yoga teacher training? There's a whole range of them, the masculine and the feminine model, the model of the elements and the doshas, all the different models that are drawn upon. Did you find them useful?
Yeah, totally. Ancient wisdom.
I found it very surprising how much I could relate to them as well, because I just went up in again sort of just starting to pinpoint where you fit in amongst it all, and just it was like, oh, okay, well that's great. Now I start to understand how I can use those in order to make myself sort of feel more balanced on a day-to-day basis as well. So it's been very helpful in that way. Yeah.
So if you go back to where you were when you first started the yoga journey, and you look at your yoga journey, and then you look at your yoga journey with INSYNC, what would you say it's brought to your yoga journey in your life?
So much richness.
Yes, enriched.
Just, yeah, so much more knowledge. It's, yeah, I feel it's very supportive.
Community,
And
lots
community.
of friends.
Yeah. And depth and sort of a balance and integrated harmony and a spiritual kind
And
of
an
practice
opening up.
and an opening up and
Integration. is a great
integrated,
word.
yeah, and connected, like so connected.
Who are you encouraging to do yoga?
All you have to do is show up. And I almost felt like I just showed up. I mean, yeah, I showed up and then I was kind of held on this journey. You just need to show up.
Have your tapas moment.
So if you're rating INSYNC as a studio, say 0 out of 10, 10 the best it could be, how would you rate it?
10.
I didn't hear that.
10.
Didn't quite hear.
10.
How would you rate the yoga teacher training course as an opportunity to learn and grow?
10.
And how would you rate Kieran as a teacher?
10.
Nice, I love that.
You can always improve. Keeping it real.
And just one last question.
I'm sticking with 9.
One last question. Any ways you feel Kieran could improve, the course could improve, the studio could improve, any of that? Any tips?
Variety of teachers. I really enjoyed when we got exposure to other teachers. So maybe even in the theory as well, integrating that variety would be good.
It would be really nice, and this I'm just saying this off brainstorming off the top of my head, it would be really nice if there was a couple of things like whether not good enough self. I know there's one on anxiety, but like sort of mind states that people commonly struggle with. So not good enough self, how do you deal with that in the yoga journey? How do you deal with, things like that. Yeah.
Right? Any other ones that are there apart from not good enough? I can't?
Not good enough,
Ego?
anxiety, ego or defensive, when you're feeling defensive or you're feeling vulnerable and hurt, how do you deal with that?
Feeling the past.
Trauma.
yourself.
I mean,
Definitely. working
trauma.
with the
You could do
past.
a whole one on trauma and how to heal trauma. And it would be really nice to have a course where those mind states are integrated in the body, but also in the depth and, I'm going to say the karma, but the connection to the chakras, and so that there's that whole integration and through to the energy body, and how do you actually shift that and process it, move it through with yoga as part of that journey.
Cool.
I would be very interested in that.